Hi, this is Kevin Lee, and right now I'm going to go over the film Endless. So this is my film, The Soloist. So this film is rating at PG-13 and it published at 2009. And here's the trailer of The Soloist.
I'm not asking for sympathy. Scratch that. What's your name?
Nathaniel Anthony Ayers Jr.
You only got 2 strings.
Had a few setbacks.
Me too. Hi, this is Steve Lopez from the LA Times. I'm calling to see if Nathaniel Ayers attended your school.
He was the most gifted kid I've ever met.
I'm gonna write a column about Nathaniel.
People heard that you were just playing with 2 strings.
Some of them thought you might want something better to work with.
I can't cover that.
It's a gift. What does he have? Schizophrenia?
Oh, you flying that plane? No, I'm right here.
I'm not always so sure what's going on. He has no idea what he's saying. What's your Neil Diamond?
I thought that was you.
Your friend is downstairs.
I don't want to take full responsibility.
Oh, by all means, avoid full responsibility.
He's sick and he needs a psychiatric hospital.
Oh, you just keep on using me
Nathaniel has one thing going for him.
until you use me up.
A friend. Come on, you can do it. A year ago, I met a man who was down on his luck. He was kind of careful. I thought I might be able to help him. Witnessing his courage, his humility,
So you think I can be good again?
and the power of his art.
I've never loved anything the way that he loves music.
Being his friend will carry you home. I'm the closest thing to family he has. We take care of each other. We look after each other. I'm his friend.
And here's some synopsis. So this film talks about the relationship between Steve Lopez, who is a columnist in Los Angeles, and a homeless man called Nathaniel Ayers, with psychological disorder, schizophrenia. Steven had problems in marriage and work. When Steve was on the outlook of news stories, he found Nathaniel at a plaza. And Steve was pretty interested about him and tried to write stories about him. When Steve did some researches about Nathaniel, he finds out that Nathaniel actually used to play the cello and study in Juilliard, which is a famous music university. As Steve often meets Nathaniel, he tried to care about him and try to bring Nathaniel's life back to normal, but by brought him back to the concert hall and sent Nathaniel a cello. And Nathaniel gradually trusted Steve. However, Nathaniel did not admit that he might have schizophrenia. There were some conflicts between Steve and Nathaniel. At the end, they both apologized to each other and became very good friends. So this person right here is Nathaniel Ayers. He's one of the main character in the film, and he suffered mental illness in the second year of college, and he had symptoms of schizophrenia. And schizophrenia in our textbook is at module 68, page 699, and I highlighted place that mentioned schizophrenia, no matter the symptoms or any treatment. And here's are some descriptions in DSM-5 about schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental illness which affects the way of people thinking, feeling, and behaving. People might seem like have lost touch with reality, which could cause significant stress for any individual, family, and friend. And there's some diagnostic criteria of schizophrenia in DSM-5. Is present with two or more symptoms of the following. Each symptom occurs frequently in 1 month period. First one is delusion, trying to is thinking that someone might kill myself, and hallucination is have fake sense of the thing that no matter that the person heard from or saw. And disorganized speech is cannot have logical speaking ability. And grossly disorganized or catatonic behavior is nervous action that schizophrenia patient would do. And negative symptom, which will give them a negative effect in daily life. And so for the first one, hallucination. In the movie, one of the main character, Nathaniel Arias, was going to play the cello in front of the public. However, Nathaniel had hallucination that he thought everyone was laughing and cursing at him, and he ran away and could not continue playing the cello. And here's the actual movie clips from the movie. And here's the symptom of disorganized speech in the movie. When Steve was asking Nathaniel to move quickly in order to see a band rehearsal, Nathaniel was worried about leaving his cart in the rehab, and so he tried to stop Steve and then had disorganized speech.
Understand? It's fine. I do not give a smooth fart if we go. Do you understand?
Next one is catatonic behavior. When Nathaniel looked at his report about his psychological disorder, he denied that he had schizophrenia and beat Steve due to the feeling of nervous and angry.
Well, I'm flattered. He's a good-looking guy. It's legal jargon. And the good news is it has nothing to do with it. I don't go where you say go. I go where you don't put me away, Mr. Lopez. You don't put me away. I'm not. Yes, no. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You don't have to go anywhere. Jennifer will take care of you. She's not coming near me. She's not coming near me. She's not coming near me. She says she's not coming out. She's not coming. She's not coming. You said, Nathaniel. You said. Listen, I don't have any more. I don't have any more. Nathaniel. I'm sick of being Nathaniel and you're Mr. Lopez. I'm not your slave. I'm not your boy. I'm not Mr. Colonel Sanders. I'm sorry. I'm not Mr. Valdez. I'm a man. I can take care of myself. I can take care of myself, Mr. Lopez. I don't need you. I don't need this city. I despise the city and I despise you. If I ever see you again, I'll cut you off and cut you like a fish.
Next one is delusion. When Nathaniel's sister cooked a soup for him to drink, and he thought that the soup was poison and he thought that his sister was going to kill him.
Nathaniel, I got some soup here for you. Nathaniel? No. I thought you might be hungry. Daniel, I wouldn't do that. Understand? Okay. It's good. See?
And the symptoms in the solid is this film, in my opinion, the symptoms which are presented in the film clearly shows the actual symptoms and perfectly corresponding to the description in the DSM-5. The details are revealed quite true, as the actor of Nathaniel is playing the role of a real person with schizophrenia disorder, with not only perfect facial expression, but also the small details of each unique action are very realistic. And etiology, the exact causes of schizophrenia are unknown. And some researchers suggest that a combination of physical, genetic, psychological, and environmental factors can actually make a person more likely to develop this disorder like schizophrenia. And here are some triggers. Like the main trigger is like stress and lost, like those stress from loss of jobs or family, or separate from mates, or lost relationship with any other one, and mental and physical abuse, and bereavement. And related to the character in the movie, Nathaniel actually do not have a serious case of schizophrenia. And he was like born strange and inward. And he always loves to play the cello. And he always loved to live in the basement. And after the disorder reveals obvious, his sister assumed he is dead. Just like the family relationship is not so well at the beginning of his disorders. And his family had busy jobs to do, so when he was a little child, he lived in the basement, and upstairs was super loud, noisy, and he sometimes he cannot concentrate on his music playing. And the last one, like the community that he lived in was not safe, so he once like saw the fire car like just drive and explode just next to his house. So here's some treatment for schizophrenia. And the treatment for schizophrenia is like lifelong treatment, and it is like mostly required medications and sometimes psychosocial therapy, but most likely medications. Medications like main treatment of schizophrenia, and there's some like antipsychotic medications. First type is second generation, and it contain those medication. And second one is first generation. It contains the other part of medication. Also, the reflection for this movie. At the end, although the level of revealing symptoms of Nathaniel did not reduce, it did bring happiness to him and enhanced his life quality. Nathaniel did not seek for any treatment. The movie ends with everybody dancing around and enjoy the moment. All in all, the movie did film this story in order to let more people understand schizophrenic people's lives. As there are more people understand people with schizophrenia, those people with disorders can have more attention and might face new types of treatment. The movie did a really great job on spreading knowledge and information out. And here's a magazine that about the soloist that I find out, and like is the actual story behind the soloist. And here's are like some lines that in the magazine. The author is like wandering around like how can Nathaniel like have a relationship with the journalist Steve, and how Nathaniel was eventually persuaded to take an apartment in the Lamb community. So those are interesting review in this magazine. And here's the website I used, and that's the end.